Welcome. I am using a completely new platform, and so I am hoping that it is working. Do, do, do. Let's see. So I'm on my laptop, I'm on my iPad, and I'm trying to see if this is actually working. If this is working, it is working. Awesome. There's me on my computer, and I'm live on YouTube. Awesome. I told you guys last week I'm going to try to change things up and do things a little bit differently. This week I invested into a new app, and as you can see, it's a little bit different. I'm not on my laptop camera, I'm on an iPad filming with my microphone. I got everything kind of connected. So this works out really well for me, and I'm hoping that this creates a good foundation for me to continue to do this week by week. So I've also created a nice little template for us to kind of go through and so forth. The first thing on my list is kind of funny. First and foremost, if you would, please support my channel, like and subscribe. I'm pretty sure if you're on this channel already, you might be subscribed or you might know me or been following me and so forth. But I have to put it out there. If you don't ask, sometimes people don't do it. All right. So like the video, help me, and also subscribe to my channel. It will help me kind of push this thing a little bit more and give me a little bit more incentive to continue this. This does take a little bit of work, so forth. Next, what is going on in crypto right now? Where are the prices and so forth? Bitcoin is just under 31,000 right now. Ethereum is just under 1,700 right now. We've had a wonderful week since the last time we talked. Sorry about that. Work in progress. So we've had a wonderful week. Bitcoin has been up quite a bit. We broke that 30K barrier fairly easy without a huge pullback, which should be telling you that we have some strength in the market, right? The market is pretty strong. If we did see a huge pullback in this area coming, we might be continuing the bear market and so forth. But with all this ETF news, I think we're going to continue to push and push and push. ETFs might be closer than we think, and people might be accumulating for it. We saw the fake news, and I think maybe some of the big institutions, maybe some of the big players did that on purpose. They want to see how the markets react. Well, they saw how the markets react. Bitcoin went up 10% instantly. Well, maybe if we pump up the price another 20, 30%, and then we launch actual ETFs, we're going to make money, right? So you're signaling to the big dogs that people are on the sidelines waiting for approval. And as I scrolled through Twitter, X for quite a while this past week, I did notice that there's a lot of people in the comments still on the sidelines, still thinking that the ETFs aren't going to get approved until next year. And they're scared of war. They're scared of. They're emotional, and there is a lot of stuff going on in the world. There's a lot of bad news in the world, and so people are scared. Uh, so that just means to me that prices will probably continue to go up. I'm not your financial advisor. Do your own research, do your own strategies, so forth. But that's where the overall market is right now. I have a couple topics I want to talk about, but first I'm going to start a new thing. When I used to run a CrossFit gym, every Wednesday I did what was called Wisdom Wednesday. And it was just something off topic that I thought about throughout the week and wrote it down. And I would just talk about it with my people. And it was great. When I stopped doing it, I had a bunch of people like, "Yo, what happened to Wisdom Wednesday, man? Come on, that was awesome. I learned a bunch of cool stuff." So I'm gonna start that with this as well. It's my weekly wisdom. I'm gonna call it because I'm not gonna live stream every Monday. It might be on a Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on my schedule and so forth. But I'm gonna call it weekly wisdom, and we're just gonna talk about a subject. Could be anything, not necessarily crypto. And it's just going to be a minute or 2 minute talk. I can't ask you questions or so forth, but you guys can also leave comments below. This week wisdom is about artificial sweeteners. I went to the gym last week, and someone was telling me how he switched his drinking habits to non-sugar, sugar-free drinks. And I tried telling him, like, that's worse than regular sugar, right? What do you mean? It's sugar free, man. Sugar's the enemy. No, yes, sugar isn't good for you. Sugar has its benefits. It's also very addicting. But artificial sweeteners is a chemical, and here is a few things that you may not know, or you may know, or so forth. But I truly believe artificial sweeteners are a part of the problem we have today in our society where we have such an obesity epidemic and it's playing a role in our bodies. Artificial sweeteners are very hard to break down in our body. They're mostly all unnatural, they're artificial, and our bodies don't know how to process them. So our bodies, instead of processing them, they just kind of have a difficult time breaking them down, so they store them. Well, what is storage of stuff? That's fat. You want to get rid of your fat, you have to get rid of your storage mechanisms. And so it's killing digestive systems and it's killing people's metabolisms because bodies have such a hard time breaking them down. But here's another issue, too. When you look at a soda can and it says 56 grams of sugar, you know you're intaking spoonfuls and spoonfuls of sugar. Well, you get a sugar free one and it says zero sugar. Oh, it must be healthy. It's not on the label. But how much artificial sweeteners are you intaking? It's not on the label. You could be intaking 10 times the amount. You don't know how much you're intaking. You don't know what the milligrams and micrograms of artificial sweeteners, of these man made chemicals that you're putting in your body. So, how can I research how good or bad it may be for me if I don't know exactly how much I'm putting in my body? Pretty crazy. So, that's a little health tip for you guys. Cut out the artificial sweeteners. I literally look at the ingredients, and if I see some, you know, I usually try to avoid it. But hard to do in our society today. Anyway, let's go over some topics before this just gets an extremely long video. Again, I want to keep these videos 15 to 20 minutes every week and so forth. But I have a great topic I want to talk about, and who knows how long this is going to last. We're going to talk about shitcoins going to zero. That is the argument most Bitcoin maximalists might talk about, that all altcoins or all other coins other than Bitcoin are going to go to zero. And I have a friend, if you're out there watching this, I doubt it, but peace, love you, bro, that truly believes that all the other coins in the existence are going to go to zero. And I asked him, hey, is that because maybe you don't understand blockchain technology that well? Because not all, cryptos are trying to be a currency, first off, right? All cryptos, different other altcoins or shitcoins, can have a much different use other than trying to solve the world's currency crisis. And that's what Bitcoin really solves. Is Bitcoin is truly a fight and for the people against corrupt governments and money for the people. All the other cryptos, basically, I don't think Bitcoin would be where it is today if without the other cryptos, because all the other cryptos give an ecosystem, and Bitcoin provides the security to this kind of ecosystem. And yes, not all the other you're not gonna find any other coins out there that are as secure and decentralized as Bitcoin, right? Correct. Yes, you might find some more privacy coins and so forth. So that's another thing too, is if you're a truly hardcore privacy guy, you're saying all shitcoins are going to zero, but Monero is a much better privacy coin than Bitcoin. It has its use. So why is it going to go to zero? There's always going to be people out there that are going to want to use it because it has a use. So how is it going to go to zero? If there's always demand for something, it's always going to have value, right? Um, and I get it. It's two completely different things. Am I going to store all my wealth, or am I going to fight the corrupted governments with Monero? No, I'm going to do it with Bitcoin, right? So forth. And anyways, he might be talking about, oh yeah, okay, well, Monero, that's a different thing, or some other ones. Maybe two or three will exist, or so forth. Well, you know, that's I look at tokens and some shitcoins, people call them, very similar to stocks or maybe commodities or so forth. I mean, even today, we have stable coins, right? We have stable coins that are back to a dollar, or we have stable coins that are back to gold, or back to a different yen or other, maybe commodities. So I look at crypto as a tool. Right now, we have paper gold trading, right? If I go to the stock market, I can buy paper gold. I'm buying gold, but am I buying gold? No, it's just I might not want it delivered to me. I don't want to store it. I just want to trade it. I'm trying to trade it for a month. I think the price is going to go higher. I'm going to trade it for 30 minutes, whatever it may be. It's a tool. What's behind that trade that I just made is a piece of paper. Ultimately, yes, it's digits and systems, it's digits in there, but ultimately I have a certificate, just like if I'm trading stocks, right? If I'm trading Apple stock for 30 days, what is the underlying thing that is allowing me to own the stocks? Basically, it's an IOU from a lot of brokerage, but what is the ownership aspect of that stock? That's a piece of paper. That can change. It could be a token. Why not? Tokens are much more efficient to transfer ownership. But it's not decentralized because it's not on Bitcoin. Well, people might be thinking, hey, that can be built on Bitcoin. Yes, but not everything needs to be decentralized, right? Not everything needs to be decentralized. For example, right? You look at USDC, it's a stable coin. Well, there's a hack. $150 million got hacked. Well, they have the ability to blacklist wallets. So they blacklisted that wallet, and now 150 million USDC stablecoin are now frozen, basically. They literally froze the account. And you're right. Circle, USDC, has the ability to freeze everybody's accounts. They don't like you, maybe they could freeze your account. I get that. But we're also not trying to store wealth. We're trying to transfer something here and there. And they have the ability to cancel you. I'm completely for that. Yes, I understand. Yes, they can. But on the same aspect, we have to have kind of two systems. You have a system that has wealth, and you have another system that does what? That made for interactions and trades and so forth. So without some of the centralized features, you lose out on a lot of ability to do certain things in the world. So yes, and he related to kind of the stock market, how, and his big reason why all shitcoins go to zero was because everybody loses money. Well, I'll tell you this. If there's a loser, there's a winner. Somebody else won. And that's just trading. You're coming in, you're looking at crypto, and you're looking at trading. You're looking at owning a part of something. If I own tokens, I own a part of some system, some protocol, some smart contract. I own a piece of that smart contract, regardless what that smart contract says. Yes, 99.9999999% of tokens coming out in history are all going to be scams. But there's going to be winning protocols out there and winning smart contracts that are going to have a use. And you can find them and you can make money on them. There's going to be winners. There's going to be massive winners. You can't let fear dictate that. And these smart contracts absolutely have value. Why? Because they're going to have demand. Here is the big kicker why shitcoins aren't going to zero. Same thing as the internet, the .com bubble, as he was trying to mention. He mentioned that there were some big winners, but all the many other .coms faded away. Is that going to happen to crypto? Yes and no. Absolutely. Crypto is just a tool. Crypto is a tool to raise money. Is there going to be big winners? Absolutely, in different industries. Since you're tying crypto to an easily accessible smart contract, well, now you can set different kind of contracts for different type of things. We have a crypto. You have a crypto blockchain ecosystem that can trade stocks, that can trade commodities, that can trade anything that you can imagine. Small caps, businesses you can raise money on, and that's the thing. Here is the opportunity that we have. Right now, me, today, I want to start a business. I need to raise 100 grand for my business. What are my ways to go about it? I go to a bank and get a 15% APR loan. Screw that. What else are my options? I don't need to raise enough where I need to go get a Series A and spend millions of dollars on lawyers and all this stuff to try to raise money from the market. So what are my options? I want to raise 100 grand to start my business. I don't have any families. I don't have any friends. I don't have any money around me. But I can launch a token within minutes for minimal fees. I can launch a token with a few $100. And with that token, I could put my business plan out there on my website and have all my information. And maybe I can find some investors. And I can tell them, my investors, hey, you're going to get part of it, part of my revenue. Or you're going to have access to my protocol. Or you're going to have access to revenue share or discounts to whatever I'm selling. I can raise money for dirt cheap anywhere in the world and have access to a global market that's 24/7, 365 with auditing tools so I can know who's my shareholders instantly. I can give back to my shareholders instantly. The tools of blockchain are absolutely incredible, and we don't have this ability with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the currency. Other cryptocurrencies are the ecosystem, are the financial markets, are the everything. Without the financial markets and all that, nobody's going to give a shit about Bitcoin. You just have a currency to try to fight the bad, corrupted people. But with together, Bitcoin and the crypto ecosystem, now we have the ability to store our wealth in a currency that can't be manipulated. At the same time, we can run a business. We can create an economy for ourselves as we store our wealth. And yes, do we need to be completely which blockchain are we going to start these ecosystems? Are they going to be completely centralized where they can be shut down? Sure. But I think the market is smart enough to understand to not build on these centralized platforms. And that is why I love Ethereum. Ethereum, sure. Is it centralized? Sure. Is it centralized enough where somebody can just shut it off and everything goes away? Doubt it. Not going to happen. Right? And so all the layer twos and everything built on it, we have a whole financial system that we can play with, and we can easily transfer the wealth that we accumulate and store it in Bitcoin away from the corruption of our world today, giving people a more level playing field in the world and more opportunities in the world. That's why shitcoins aren't going to zero, is because not all blockchains, not all everything needs to be completely decentralized. Does our value, does our money, how we store it? Absolutely. Not going to disagree with that. I'm a Bitcoin maximalist when it comes to storing value. However, I am completely open to an economy built on other blockchains, multiple blockchains, particularly. What blockchain is going to win? Are there going to be a few winners? Absolutely. Who's going to win are the people that acquire the users. Why did Google win? They're not the best search engine. There's plenty of other search engines right now I can use. Why did Google win? Google won because they attracted the user base. They got all the users. Not all of them, but they got majority of them. And with that user base, they built on it. They don't sell you anything. What are you paying for Google? You go to Google, you type in a thing. They created an economy with their system. They created value out of having user retention. That's what they did. So what blockchains are going to ultimately succeed in crypto? The ones that get the what? The user base, right? And not just user base. I'm thinking value, right? Money, and important financial transaction, big money transactions. Maybe it might be real estate or something higher value. But I truly believe that are going to be the winning blockchains. And I think they're already here. We already know which ones they are, right? But there's definitely going to be some right now, maybe in the top 1,000, 2,000, maybe some to come that are absolutely going to pave their way to the top 20 in the next 2-3 years. Which ones do you think those are? And those are the ones that you should be buying and holding. And you can easily make 100, maybe 200, maybe 1,000 times your money. Find them. They're out there. I would not if you're a Bitcoin maximalist, you got to have a certain part of your portfolio gambling, because that can make you a lot more Bitcoin. And then you can store that as your wealth. Anyway, all shitcoins, I guarantee you, I can't guarantee anything. I'm never going to guarantee anything. Will all shitcoins go to zero? I just highly doubt it. I just don't see it happening. There's too much use case in other cryptos. Anyway, love y'all. Have a good day. Hope y'all watching. Peace. If you like this, like the video, throw me some comments below. Peace.